This podcast was edited and uploaded by Uncle Geeb Productions. Hey guys, and welcome everyone to the Drip and Geeb podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is host of Mini Gaming and special guest Shibby120. We record this podcast live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can find a podcast. You can also watch our video podcast over on youtube.com/DripGeeb. Check out the YouTube clips over there. Also check us out on TikTok. Follow us on the Twitters at DripGeeb. Shibby is in the house. You can follow him at youtube.com/Shibby120. And also twitch.tv/Shibby120. Shibby, Drip, welcome guys to the podcast. How we doing?
What's up?
What's up? Doing good. Hanging out.
Good. We're just hanging?
Lots of, you know, just hanging, just chilling, having a good time. Enjoying the nice weather.
Got the old Mario Strikers demo downloaded.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we did some last-second podcast setup. We're a little bit... if this episode seems at all the tiniest bit hectic, that is because I rushed... That's because it is.
Yes.
I set everything up like very quickly because we had plans that we made last second and just lots of things to plan for the episode. So also, this is going to be a tiny bit of a short episode because, quick little announcement here, we're going to be playing some of this Mario Strikers demo immediately following this podcast live on Twitch. We will post that clip, that whatever we play, however we're going to do it, I will post the gameplay on YouTube, on our YouTube channel as well. So if you're listening on audio, you can check you right now. The video is probably up on YouTube, if not in a couple days. So that'll be cool. We'll be playing that after the podcast. So we're going to rush to this episode really fast because the demo of the Mario Strikers demo is only like an hour long. Correct, guys?
Timed. Yes. It's timed. It's the same thing as it was for the Switch Sports thing. It was like an hour, which lets you kind of try everything they had once, maybe twice.
Yeah.
I don't know. You get a pretty good idea of what the game is in that amount of time.
Yeah.
My big thing is I just want to make sure that we can all play together, which I still haven't quite seen. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll find out soon enough.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
We will. So yeah, we got some Pokemon news to talk about, Rolf, in a minute. We got Sonic Frontiers, that a trailer dropped for that. So, a gameplay dropped for that. So we'll get to that.
So when you said a trailer, I thought you were about to say atrocity.
Atrocity happened. An atrocity happened. No, I've only saw like a quick second of the trailer. So we're actually going to watch it live together. At least as far as like me and the audience will watch it live together for the first time because I've never seen the footage. Not really. I saw a little bit of it.
It's interesting. I got some things to say about it. We watched it on my stream the other night.
Okay.
Because somebody told me that it dropped, and I was like, "Oh yeah, new trailer." And I pulled up a trailer that I thought I hadn't seen, and they're like, "No, there's like 7 minutes of gameplay." I was like, "What?" But yeah, we watched it on stream. I was like, "Wow, this is lots of things. This is lots of things, lots of feelings about this one."
Quickly, quick shout out for the video watchers here. If probably patrons are only seeing this on video, got to be a patron to see this. But check this out, guys. Shibby, if you're not familiar, you probably are, but this is Drip's dog. This is actual dog.
I love it, dude. I love that.
It's an amazing quality shirt, like legit. The
shirt looks great, man. It looks really good.
It's Canvas brand. I love Canvas brand.
I'm gonna need that.
Awesome. It is soft and lovely and almost as soft as this little pom-pom head. Little Chauncey.
Yes. I think he's softer, but just his head.
Oh, I'm sorry. What I meant was Chauncey's head was softer. Whatever I said is disregard.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So let's get to the beverages of the week this week. Let's get to the listeners' beverages of the week. If I can not click the wrong scene like I did 4 times.
You got this. You can do it.
All right. Is this the right one? The names are all out of whack right now because I had to rename stuff and move stuff around. Is this the one? It is, but you're looking at looking at that. So professional. Almost right. Here we go.
Almost had it, Geeb. Great job.
Let's not talk about that.
It's a great job.
You can submit your beverage of the week on Twitter at DripGeeb, and we do it every week. And we got some submissions this week by my brother, Parallax Puddles, at DripGeeb. Here he says, when you want mediocrity at its little buzz as a baby, as little buzz as a baby, Bumblebee, look no further than the pain and agony of a good Coors Light. And
That's what I have right now. Literally what I have in my hand right now. They're not that bad.
Well, here's the thing. It's really the picture that makes this.
No, the picture is great.
Yeah,
it's got its own little unicorn pool float.
So let me tell a quick story.
A shark.
Yeah, my brother hates water, hates pools, but I think, as you can see by all the toys in the background, he's with his son.
Yeah.
But so his son made him get in the pool, but he's in water, and also the beverage is sitting on like a koozie that you put your beverage in, like a can, on top of a boogie board. So it's a very visual beer of the week this week.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on there. Right? Yes, the shark boogie board.
I like that. That's a good photo.
Yeah,
it's good great.
One. Good job, Parallax.
A lot of depth.
Oh yeah, there is. Sure. There is. There's a lot of Easter eggs in there.
Yes. Okay. So, and he has one more submission for us at Geeb, at hashtag Breath of the Wild. If you didn't know, now you know. This is what happens when you have brought too many milkshakes to my yard.
Okay, now I want to see Geeb try to pronounce the name of this beer.
Hoegaarden.
Okay.
Did I get it right?
I have no idea.
I'm dyslexic, so like if the more jumbled it is, the better chance I have.
Andy, thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Oh my God.
Hey. Hoegaarden is a refreshing wheat beer that has an effervescent feel. Is that the word? Effervescent feel.
Ooh.
As the amber waves flow to your soul. So it is a wheat. It is literally a wheat beer.
Wheat.
That's what it's called. Wheat. Never heard of that.
It's a wheat beer. Actually, I have a wheat beer for my beer of the week as well.
Do you now?
I do.
Give us a look-see.
Ooh, did I just do a Geeb segue right there?
You did.
I did. I feel really good about that. I'm really happy. I wasn't actually ready to show you my beer, but I'll grab it. I'll show you.
Okay.
So
he's reaching out.
I don't know what to expect with this because I don't know what the difference is, but it's a beer from Blue Moon, which I've had a Blue Moon. That's not like a big thing, you know?
Yeah.
But this is a Blue Moon haze. Hazy, juicy, pale ale.
Moon haze. I feel like I've had that.
Yeah, I don't know what the difference is between this and that's 5.7% alcohol. I'd say that's a difference.
Yeah,
I would say so.
Okay, well, here goes nothing.
I don't think
wow. It is extremely citrusy on the nose.
That's good.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot. I don't know.
Too much?
Yeah, it's pale. Yeah, I don't know. It's all right. It is. It's got that like real crispy, hoppy beer flavor at the end, but like the beginning, it is kind of like juicy. Like it has some orange juice in it or something.
That's interesting. Shibby, do you drink the beverages of the wheat?
Not much. No,
okay.
My thing is, like I was talking about a second ago, I actually got back into V8 after a break for a while. I was like, I need more veggies in my life.
So we all do, really. Honestly, who doesn't need more vegetables in their life? Because I can tell you right now, I also need more vegetables in my life.
Have you guys tried the V8 mixed with fruit juice?
Yeah,
like the V8 Splash or whatever it is?
Yes, Splash.
Oh, that stuff's amazing.
Oh, my
Stuff's amazing, man.
That stuff doesn't count, though. That's like a sweet, sugary drink.
But it's got fruit
I guess.
It's got servings of fruit as well as... come on, man. That's because fruit is sweet.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'd have to check the amount of sugar in it, because now that you say that, it makes me second guess.
That's what my parents always said. They're like, well, that doesn't count. I'm like, well, dang it. That was
But they said it's got fruit in it. It says it's got fruit. Come on.
I'm back in.
But here's the thing, guys.
I'm going to have to check a label.
Here's the thing with that. There is a difference between artificial sugars and natural sugars. Now, it's still sugar. But the artificial sugars are viscerally bad for you, whereas natural sugars are just, they're not preferred in your body, but you do need some of them to live.
Yeah.
And,
what about this? What about what Willy Wonka said in the chat? Spicy V8.
Spicy V8,
okay.
Yeah.
That's but with a little Tabasco with it.
I'm not a tomato drink guy. I'm also not a tomato soup guy.
Yeah.
I like ketchup. I like tomato sauce. I occasionally like the tomato on my burger, but I don't go tomato juice.
That's too much for me. The tomato is already a little kicky. It's got a kick, but then have spicy and then Tabasco. That's, oh my gosh.
See, I'm with that. The spice, yeah.
For me.
Well, and I don't know. In my old age now, I always am like, yeah, spicy. Give me the spicy stuff. But I mean, I literally just ate a hot dog with it just had nacho cheese on it because that's all I have here to put on it, and I got heartburn from that. So, it was literally instant. Like just as soon as I ate it, I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's good.
By the way, I keep seeing Geeb's just pure white water bottle, and I don't know why in my head I'm thinking you got just this jug of milk. You're just taking swig of this,
dude,
like, old
chugging milk.
The same thing earlier. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I didn't say anything, but I was like, is he drinking milk? What is that?
Milk is good for your bones. If you're
this morning.
lactose intolerant, you fart from your arse. I don't know.
Yeah,
you trying to make a song.
Milkman delivered that one this morning for sure, in a little 6-pack on the porch before the sun came up for sure.
Actually, the milkman is mega. He comes to everybody's door in the morning. He's like Santa Claus, but for milk.
I
With
love
his beard
it.
and everything. He just comes up,
Love it.
milk, delivers milk, and then leaves.
Love it.
Okay, quickly, my beer of the week. I actually have something crazy. So I didn't buy this. Apparently, this was like a gift to Abby's parents, but they don't drink this stuff. It's sitting in the fridge for like 2 weeks, and I've been hesitant to try because I'm not a big fan of stouts. But what we have
it's a
here,
stout.
what we have here is a all profits to charity. That's interesting. POTOSI, Potsy. I'm gonna say, Stout Tower Espresso Stout, brewed in beer's hometown. What's beer's hometown? What's the town? Potsy, Wisconsin. Potosi, Wisconsin. So,
Let me see that.
Boom, boom. Espresso Stout.
Yeah, I don't know. Good thing we can read so well. I love the fact that we can read so well. We can say things very well.
But it's a name of a town, so like it's a pass if you can't pronounce it. You know, names of towns can be a little bit out of whack. You didn't hear my phone go off? What are you talking about?
I definitely did. Podcast ruined. Can't believe you let that happen.
All right,
Unacceptable.
Let's get some ASMR action. ASMR. Here we go. Oh yeah,
I'm glad they can hear it.
I think that sounded great.
Yeah, Discord takes that away from us. We don't get to hear that.
Okay, so this doesn't smell as sludgy as stouts can be. This smells, but I smell it's bubbly when I
actually like stouts.
I never like stouts, but I'll tell you what, this, and it's mainly because of the texture and the thickness, viscosity, if you will. This smells bubbly, which gives me vibes of like a lighter beer, like a bubbly or a lighter beer, not a stout. And I smell that espresso. It smells like coffee. And I love the smell of coffee. I hate coffee, but I love the smell of coffee.
And there's coffee in it or no?
I doubt it. Maybe brewed with coffee. With a cold pressed proprietary blend of fresh ground beans from our friends at Verna Street Coffee Company, we've crafted this a wholly original espresso stout that is both rich in coffee tones and eminently drinkable.
All right.
Yeah,
Taste it. I'm
it
excited to see your face.
talks about the aromas too. I think I'm gonna like this.
Oh, I have a story too. Before we move on from the beer, after you're done, remind me. I have a cool story.
This podcast is gonna be very
night.
little about Nintendo.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be a 30-minute podcast. I'll tell you that.
All right. Well,
as long as we can get in there at the end and strike it. Okay. How is it? Uh-oh, he's happy. Look at that. His eyes are huge. He's so happy.
Yo.
Yeah?
It's fucking great.
I mean,
it's awesome. Okay, explain it to me.
Sounded good.
It tastes like coffee and beer. It doesn't taste like a stout. Like when I drink stouts, it's sludgy. I hate that. It's thick. It's dark. This is none of those things. This is not light, but it's carbonated. Like I actually taste carbonation. Where normal stouts, I don't taste carbonation. This, I taste the carbonation. I get the coffee, and it tastes like the smell of coffee, not coffee. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
My breath or my aftertaste is what it tastes like after you drink regular coffee. You drink it, and then you like I can smell my dad's breath right now through my own breath. My dad's coffee breath. I can smell that out of my own breath. One sip, by the way. It smells like a whole pot of coffee.
Okay, now I'm sold.
You said that's like a local.
It's Wisconsin.
From that town in Wisconsin.
Yeah, Potosi, Wisconsin.
Probably never see that here.
It is absolutely delicious from a guy who hates stouts and hates coffee. This is immaculate.
Yeah. Well, do you remember when we went to PA, to the Amish country, and we went to that brewery? and I brought back my beer of the week from there. Mm-hmm. It was the Commander Salamander from the brewery up there that we went to. Mm-hmm. So listen to this. Last night, we went downtown in Morgantown. We were down there messing around. We just went to a few places here, there. We ate. Then we tried to go into a pet shop, but they were closed. Okay. And then we ended up going into this little bar in this like back alley that I hadn't been to in forever. But it's one of those nice little, just bunch of real cool people in there, bunch of beers on tap. They had Commander Salamander from that brewery in Amish country they had it there on tap, and like 4 others from that brewery. They were doing some crazy thing for that brewery there. They had like glasses of theirs that they were giving out, and wow, there were people from the brew. It was crazy, man. And we just happened to walk in there last night. It was wild. Couldn't believe it. That's awesome. That's awesome. Why we didn't end up coming back to play Fortnite last night, because we stayed there. I mean, it was just really crazy. It was like, man, we literally traveled there, and then here we are randomly walking into this building, and it came to us. It's just really crazy. That is awesome. That's like when I traveled to Indiana to see the Sixers play, and I live in Illinois, so like there's no Yingling out here. It has not made its way out to this far in the Midwest. Yeah, it took forever for it to just get here. I'm only a state away from where it's brewed. Yeah, they go down. They went to Florida because there's a heavy retirement population, especially Philadelphia area or Pennsylvania retirees. Yeah, West Virginia too. Same thing. I think every state, but like, so I think Florida's probably a great place to go for culture, like just to get the vibe of cultures around. Have you been there? No, I haven't. Yes, it definitely is. 100%. So I believe it. So I want to go to Florida at some point. We had friends that moved to Florida, but then they moved back like within 3 months. So I was like, oh great, an excuse to go to Florida. And then they moved back 3 months later. It's like, shit. Anyway, sorry, time over. This beer's great. Lovely. Yeah. Oh, Shibby, you talked, that's right. We talked about your V8 and your water. That's right. Yeah. Can't forget about one question for you. Last question. So you don't like coffee and you don't like stout. What made you want to get this? Is it just to face your fears, or like what? I didn't buy it. Quite a combo. The answer is I didn't buy it. It was that's right. You didn't buy it. Yeah. It was gifted to my girlfriend's parents. Oh yeah, that's why. They don't drink a lot of beer, let alone this kind of beer. Well, I'll tell you this. Otherwise, never would have tried it. I'm very proud of you for going up there, taking the initiative to grab that thing out of the refrigerator, knowing you wouldn't like it. Sounds so noble. I'm proud of you. Doesn't it sound so noble? It sounds noble. Thank you. It sounds noble, but what it was is a hectic rush. I'm like, oh fuck, what do I drink? That's not what it was. No, you were being brave, and we're all very proud of you. Yes, I was being so brave as I ran upstairs to grab water, and oh shit, here's this beer, and then run back. Facing your fears. You've really grown. You have. But I did look, I opened it. I don't like to waste things in life, especially beverages of these. So like, I didn't want to waste this. I was planning on drinking it, even if I didn't like it, but I wasn't going to be happy about it. I'm just happy that I'm happy about it. So good. Yeah. Can we just skip the podcast and you keep talking about this beer? Just podcast over. Short intro. We have 20 minutes to talk about the two things before the Mario Strikers demo. It's okay. We don't have to go right at the time though. We have the full hour, so if we need to go over a little bit, we can just hop in, as long as we get one match in. That's really all. I just want to try it, you know what I mean? Okay. Like I'm gonna own the game soon enough, but I want to try it. I do want to try it. So all right, so before we get to Mario Strikers, we're gonna go ahead and talk real quick about Pokemon, because Pokemon and how the legendary Pokemon in that game look like giant penises. That's what we're talking about. You think they look like penises? Yes. The purple one especially, dude. Never once occurred to me. Oh my God. I saw articles on it. I'm pretty sure Kotaku put out an article that said, this thing looks like a wiener. I saw it on Facebook and I was like, oh my God, it does. We're going to skip right to the end. We're going to skip right to the end of this trailer to show the video audience here. I don't see that. Let's go ahead and take a look. I mean, they're like so the one is like, so I think we have that one. It's blue. Why is it blue? We have a past and future kind of theme going on with Pokemon. The screen is blue. Pokemon Scarlet is the past. Let me do my thing. The screen is blue. You can't see it. Why is it blue? I don't know. There you go. I thought you were trying to fuck with me. No, it's blue. You thought he was talking about Sonic. He was moving up
the next.
I saw it was blue. I saw it was blue, but I was ignoring it. So I'm like, it's probably just me.
Yeah, I want to find that article where they were talking about that because, man, I was dying. Absolutely dying laughing.
Okay.
You're going to find a lot more than that if you search that.
Okay. Back to what I was saying before the screen turned blue. So we have like a past and future kind of theme with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Yes.
The Scarlet is kind of in the past where it kind of looks like a, I don't know, traditional Native of American type situation. Like that's what vibe I get with like feathers and I don't know, the paint on the body. They look like lizards, by the way. They're both like lizards, and this one looks like an actual lizard. The Violet looks more like a robotic lizard, but and he's like futuristic because he's like a robot. He's got like jet engines on his butt, and things like that.
Big circle jet engines on the bottom.
Yeah,
dude, come on.
I'll be honest. I thought it was cool first impressions. Looking at it, hearing you laugh at it kind of makes me like peer pressure, like also laugh at it. Not gonna lie.
It's okay. I still think they look cool, and I'm still going with the purple one. I think it looks cooler, even though
that was my thought.
Yeah, it definitely looks. I mean, I like the other one. I like the hair and stuff. That looks super cool. But I think that purple one looks.
I see why people buy both of them.
Yeah,
I just like the color purple. Purple is a freaking cool color.
It is a cool color.
But I like the past vibe of the red one.
Do you notice the violet one too? His entire area around his mouth is like, it's not metal. It's carbon fiber. I mean, it is very futuristic looking. You're right about that.
Yeah. Well, and the eyes are like LEDs. I think the eyes are like LED lights.
Yeah. So the detail, I don't get that carbon fiber look from the cover art, which is kind of where I'm judging it from.
But where they showed it, where they showed it right there.
That's cinematic stuff.
Yeah. Like look at his face in the cinematic stuff.
But the cinematic stuff it's not a representation of the characters because when you're playing the game, they're not going to look like that. You're not going to see carbon fiber on the mouth. Like you're going to be like, hey, that's pixelated.
I don't know if the Switch, this little super Switch.
I mean, who knows? Yeah, maybe.
I'm just joking. Oh, this is not that podcast. This is the last podcast.
That's definitely carbon fiber though. I don't know. I like that one better. If we're going by just those two right there, I'm going Violet.
That's a nice segue to talking about the carbon fiber. That's a good segue to the look of these games. And obviously that's going to be highly scrutinized between Pokemon fans and Nintendo fans and gamer fans all alike. It always is. So here's the thing. When I watch, I'll let you guys go after me. When I watched the trailer first, I thought it looked great. And I was actually happy. But then I realized I was watching a stream that had it cropped like small. So like it looked smaller, therefore the image looked sharper. I watched it again later, blown up on my TV. I'm like, oh. Now I can see it now. Like it looks like every other game. There's no visual improvement.
It's the same as Pokemon always is on the Switch. It's
no visual improvement.
It's there, but it's not there. It's so far off, but it's like everything looks good. But then you look at like the outside lines of everything. All the black lines around it, all of them are so jagged. There's no.
They don't look. It's not as jagged. It's not as jagged. You got to give it some credit.
I mean.
Character models, they look really cool, right?
They do.
They do. Trees look great.
Look at that ground. The ground looks like shite.
The ground looks bad. It looks bad.
So here's the thing. So, yeah, I saw people... Okay, first of all, when you're looking at a stream, you are looking at a compressed video of a compressed video of a compressed video.
Right, yeah.
So obviously, we always keep that in consideration. But I do see people tearing this apart, and then, and this may be a spicy take, but... Like a couple weeks ago, I played Breath of the Wild for the first time in 4 years because I had beaten it. You know, it sounds weird to say, like 4 freaking years ago, but like I was ripping on Breath of the Wild even because those trees in Breath of the Wild sometimes look awful. Some of the graphics in that is so muddy, and so I'm like, I feel like people are being maybe unrealistically harsh on this game. It's like you do know this is Switch, right? Like some of the people I've seen critiquing this, I'm like, you know, this is not PlayStation 5.
Exactly. Well,
it's open world.
There's yes and no. I see exactly what you're saying, and I agree with you on some of that stuff with Breath of the Wild. But you have to remember this. Breath of the Wild was made for the Wii U.
Yes.
It was made for the Wii U, and they had to, that was right when the Switch was new. And we see this with every console. As it goes, these developers learn it. They learn what they can't do, what they can get away with, how they can do shortcuts to get, things to look a little bit better. I feel like this is what? Game 4 for GameFreak on the Switch, right? We had We've had 4 for them, right? Or is it 3? Either way,
I don't know.
I feel like we should start seeing a little bit more, and it does look like it's a little bit more. The trees look a lot better. I mean, let's just go there. Just the trees from what is it? Sword and Shield to this, massive improvement.
Oh yeah,
huge improvement.
Yeah. No, this is
okay. When we're talking about when we're talking about the that makes sense, and we're talking about the technology, advancing and everything.
Yeah.
So what's an open world game kind of in this style that we would say this is where the bar has been set, that this new Pokemon game is not meeting? You know what I mean? Like, what's a game that has the bar set? Or are we expecting?
That's like the age-old question.
There.
That's the age-old.
I mean, let's think about what is it on the Switch, right? Is that what you mean?
We're not going to expect Pokemon to break the game to break that barrier.
I mean, yeah. I mean, especially with what and that. Well, I don't know. For me, yeah, I see what you're saying, but like, I don't expect them to be like. I'm pretty used to what they do now. GameFreak, what they put out on the Switch. I mean, we've seen it several times. We know what it's going to be. Like, anybody getting really crazy about it at this point, you're just setting yourself up for failure if you think it's going to be something amazing, because it's just that's not the way it is.
Chibi, did you play Arceus?
I did not.
Okay, well, just for shits and giggles here, Arceus kind of for me set the standard. Now,
okay,
it's not a true Pokemon game as far as like the true Pokemon fans would say. It's kind of like a spinoff of Pokemon. Or sequel, prequel, whatever you want to call it. But Arceus looked good. It didn't look great. It wasn't like groundbreaking graphics.
It had the same problem, though. It had the jagged edges and stuff.
Yes.
It's the same problem. That's just
if
the
you
one
look
thing
at
they
this
can't
game,
seem to get away from.
If you look at this game versus Sword and Shield, massive upgrade.
Yeah, if you put those two side by side,
not massive. That's too much.
It's a pretty big upgrade.
It's a good upgrade. My issue is you look at a game like Animal Crossing, and I feel like a broken record when I talk about this, but Animal Crossing, and Chibi, you would know something about Animal Crossing. That game looks great on the Switch.
It does
looks
look
great. Why? I just don't understand why we can't get those visuals.
Because there's a lot less
open world.
Yeah, there's a lot less going on there. There's a lot less that you have to rely on the system to be rendering and doing and all. Like, it's just there. It's the island. Okay. The stuff on it. The stuff on it is the stuff on it. You know what I mean? There's only so much that moves and so many different things that are happening when you're talking about an open world game like that. Yeah. Especially on the Switch, because you don't have the system memory to be able to keep things ready to go all the time. You know, in the system, in the you know, it can't hold that much information at the same time.
Okay. So I have 2 points to come back at you with. The first point is that Animal Crossing is a small game. It's about 5 gigabytes. And that's part of the issue is what you're talking about. Where it's not big enough. Is that the games games need to come in at that 16 gig maximum, or not need to come in there. That's the maximum for the Switch, right? Because they want to be able to make sure that it can fit on the system.
They have 32 gigabyte cards. They have 64 gigabyte cards, but nobody wants to use them because they're expensive.
Nintendo is clearly saying we're not going to release our games at anything higher than the system memory.
Are small. Yeah,
right.
All their games are very small.
So the cap is 16, right? So this game, if it doesn't get 16, like if it's not at that cap or whatever the minimum system memory is on the Switch, then that's not the argument. Because if they're putting out a 10 gigabyte game, a 9 gigabyte game,
right? But I'm not talking about the size of the cartridge. I'm talking about like the RAM. Like to be able to have things ready to render things, like it doesn't have the RAM to be able to do that.
Right. Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with has nothing to do with the Pokemon characters. It just has to do with system hardware.
Yeah, it's all system hardware. I mean,
that doesn't make any sense.
That's the biggest problem. Well,
that doesn't make any sense. I mean, there's plenty of open world games on the Switch that look better than this.
In certain ways, but that's
what is the standard.
They've cut. Well, look at like The Witcher. Like.
That is not the same thing.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, look at other games that look like that on other systems, that style of game that have come to the Switch, and look at the difference. Outer Worlds looks like garbage on the Switch. Plays like garbage on the Switch. Now, The Witcher's not the greatest experience on the Switch, but it runs pretty good, and I mean, they took time with that one. They rebuilt it from the ground up to run on the Switch. They didn't just pull stuff out and downgrade the quality to make it work. that's what they did with Outer Worlds, and that's why it looks like complete dog shit.
Okay, so you're going a direction I was not expecting. It kind of threw me for a curveball. Like, there is no way we can say Witcher 3 and Pokemon in the same breath, especially
that's
on the
just an example, though. I'm just saying.
The only example to go off of. What's the only other open world Nintendo game?
Breath of the Wild?
Correct. So that is the bar. Animal Crossing is not the bar because, like you guys said correctly, it's not an open world game.
I guess that's right. So, okay, well, then if Breath of the Wild's the bar, then...
And it's a bar from a game that is 5 years old.
Yeah, okay, well then, hey, maybe GameFreak is setting the new bar then here. Who knows? I don't know.
No.
I mean...
Look at the... No, look at the grass, man. It looks like absolute garbage.
Yeah, I mean,
look at the texture of the ground. I know Breath of the Wild does have parts of the game that do look like
that's
that.
That's what I'm saying, man. I'm sitting
but
here thinking,
it does that. It does do that with way more shit in the world. Look how empty this world. Look at this right now. This is still we're looking at. There is ground and a very tiny mountain, and that is it. There is not a single tree, not a blade of grass. I mean, I was not expecting to diagnose this thing, but if I have
this is one shot
to give you my point.
Hey, how about Giga Chad over there? I love that chiseled jawline, dude. That's hilarious.
Listen. I can. If you want, we can take 40 minutes, and I will dissect the crap out of this and show you every little thing. If you just trust me, that there is so much in this trailer alone. Look at the grass; it looks transparent, looks like garbage. Breath of the Wild grass, not crazy better, but better, and that's a 5-year-old open world game. I don't want to shit on this game. I don't want to shit on this game. I'm not going to because I like it.
That's completely different.
Yeah,
that we have to think about too. Nintendo made that game for their own system. This is, while it is the Pokemon Company, and Nintendo and the Pokemon Company are, what they are. This is Game Freak working on that, not internal studios at Nintendo doing this. So,
yeah. Listen, I apologize for coming out like throwing negativity. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do here. But like, facts are facts. That's all.
Well, think about this too, and this is my own original thought, not going off of the stream chat or anything. It's just my own mind, which is Breath of the Wild also took way more development time compared to this game. Yeah. Pokemon, they got to pump these out quick. And again, I'm not directly quoting Joe from the chat on Twitch or anything. It is a good point.
It's a great point.
Shibby.
And
Pokemon games in 1 year.
Actually, and Tyson and I have talked about this a couple times too. Now they have several different teams working on this stuff. So this game,
true.
Well, that's the thing with the when we got Sword and Shield, there was all this stuff. Everybody was like, "Oh, this, that, whatever." The diehards loved it because it had the whatever the end game stuff that they wanted. It's fine. It's all this. But we were talking about this, and I think he made a video on it about people talking about how Game Freak needs to slow down. But in reality, they've been working on this game, like a completely different team worked on this game than worked on Arceus. And then when they were done with Arceus, these two games were being developed beside each other. You know what I mean? Throwing ideas back and forth at each other the entire time. So this one actually got a little bit more time in the oven than previous games have. So, I mean,
okay.
Yeah, this one's actually got a little bit more time in it. So, I don't know. We'll see.
I don't think it looks bad. And again, I'm not a Pokemon fan.
I don't think it looks terrible. There's nothing. There's nothing that sticks out to me.
I don't.
There's nothing that sticks out to me except for like the ground, which I'm like.
Yeah, but Breath of the Wild, like we said again, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
same thing.
Yeah, I there's nothing that sticks out at me like, ooh, that looks bad, except for the classic Game Freak, just jagged edge around everything.
Yeah.
Other than that, but I mean, if you're not looking real close for it, you don't even really notice it. I don't know.
Yeah. Let me just like wrap up. I'm sure everyone hates me already, especially Pokemon fans, but this is my issue. It's not the Pokemon fans. It's not the games I have a problem with. I like the games. They're fun. The fans love your games for sure. I love my shitty sports teams too. Like, we all love what we love, the shit or not. But here's my problem. It's the business model and intent, right? They intend to sell you one, or probably, seeing as they released 2 of these stupid things, 2 full price games.
Yeah.
With the lack of the lack of
I don't want to be controversial of me.
The lack of attention of detail.
Stupid things.
I'm angry. I'm just angry. I like the games. Okay. I say I like the games. They released those 2 games for full price. They pump them out. They barely change anything, and now hold on, Pokemon fans, don't hold on. They change the characters, the new generation. Other than that, what do they change about these games? The minutest.
For a long time, nothing. But I think this one. I mean, clearly, this is an open world game.
It's open world.
This is something different.
Like what I'm saying is, I give it the points. The points are over here. Just pretend the points are to my right. We got points. Like the open worldness of the game, the improvement over the last Pokemon game. I think it looks cool. These are all the points that it has. 3 points to Pokemon, but -1 point to the Pokemon Company for allowing this for doing this, and -1 point to the fans of Pokemon who just let it happen as if nothing's wrong with this. You can't release 2 games and barely change a lot of these
biggest
things.
Franchise in the world. They totally can, and they do.
They're taking advantage of the Pokemon fans.
Listen, let's
That's
be
what they're
real.
doing.
Let's put a bow on this and be real. The reason we're sitting here talking about the graphics of a Pokemon game and all this other stuff that doesn't matter, because we're not Pokemon people. We don't know enough about it to know what a Pokemon fan's really going to want. I mean, obviously Tyson knows that stuff. You know, he could tell us 1,000 other things about it, but you know, I'm looking at it like I look at every Pokemon game. Like, okay, what are you showing me that's going to get me there? Like, what are you showing me that's going to make me go buy this? Because honestly, you've got me. They've got me a few times. I'm like, okay, Sword and Shield, supposed to be open world, wasn't open world.
This might be the first one I get.
Really?
I'm going to play the heck out of this game. It's open world, dude.
I'm going to play it. This one looks. I mean, I'm interested in this one. Open world. Like I wanted Sword and Shield to be like that. I hated the wild area.
Like you said, I mean, if it's true where they bounce back off each other, people keep telling me to play Arceus, and I don't, because like you, Drip, like I bought X on the 3DS, and okay, maybe that was a horrible one to start with. I don't know. I rented, Pokemon Shield from GameStop, bought it used and returned it within 7 days, and was like, I've tried, I've tried to get into Pokemon, and it never pulls at my heart. But the open world vibe, and I know that's a different team from Arceus, but it's like maybe if they can improve on that Arceus formula, and then the whole multiplayer aspect, because was there multiplayer?
We didn't even
in
talk
Arceus?
about that.
Yeah, there's not in Arceus, right? There's
so
none,
that appeals to me. If I can go hang out with friends and I can go catch these cute little Pokemon, not to mention Lechonk, the new Pokemon, and the little kitty cat. That kitty cat's getting me.
I like the dinosaur guy, the fire one, the little dinosaur. It looks like a chubby T-Rex. I'm down with that.
The new one? Is it a new Pokemon? Are you literally talking about Charmander?
No. I'm talking about the new one. I don't know what its name is. It's the fire starter. I don't know what the name is.
Yes.
But it's
so honestly, like I might. This might be the first one that I get. I mean, I might get it.
Well, I mean, Arceus was cool, and Arceus did a lot of stuff that I thought was a lot of stuff in a Pokemon game that I was like, okay, yeah, like that's awesome. They really changed a lot. Like it was completely different. It still wasn't quite there, but I feel like they're going to take all the cool things they learned from that and then put it into a more mainline Pokemon game. They're just going to take the cool stuff from that and keep the core stuff from the mainline series. And then, I mean, there you go. What else do you need? You got it. I mean, Arceus was cool. Again, these games don't keep my attention like that. I wish they did.
Yeah.
Some of them do for longer than others, but I mean, like Let's Go Eevee, probably one of the best games I've ever played.
I'm sure that I offended
Tyson's in the chat. I know he's going to get super mad at me when I say
well, I was just about to say Tyson's name. I was going to say I'm sure I've offended all the Pokemon fans, and Tyson I'm sure hates me now, and it's fine.
He's heard it before. I'm sure he's heard it all before.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're mainly just talking about graphics. I mean,
but the Pokemon fans don't care about graphics.
Much else.
Look at they buy the product. The graphics are absolute garbage. So like they don't care about graphics.
Speaking of graphics, Geeb, what'd you think about that new Sonic
Frontiers?
Yes!
I was going right there with you.
Now,
two Geeb. Two of them.
Segways. There we go.
Two Geeb segways in a row.
Pokemon, now that's cutting edge.
Cutting edge.
You're talking about that fan made tech demo that came out this week,
right?
From IGN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're talking about
Legend 5.
Yeah, it's a game starring the first version of Sonic before they changed him. This game is starring that ugly Sonic.
Oh, the movie, the ugly Sonic from the movie.
Ugly Sonic Frontiers on Ugly Sonic. The Legends of Ugly.
Whoever made this?
The Legends of Ugly Sonic Frontiers. That's the game. Anyway, this game looks dope.
Whoever made this, they should hire them.
Are we allowed to play this?
Yeah, no, this is real, correct?
Yeah.
I just saw the IGN logo. I'm getting scared. It's your Twitch too. I don't want to get you banned.
Listen, let this go in a little bit more here. We'll look at this. I have lots of high hopes and lots of the opposite
Confusion?
at the same time.
Yeah, I know.
It's like look at this right here. Obviously, this isn't running on a Switch right here. We know. Let's get that out of the way. This looks really good.
I don't know if you're right about that.
God,
you don't think this looks good?
This gives me Monster Hunter vibes in terms of graphics, like the walls and the moss and the rock. It looks like Monster Hunter.
I feel like it's a little bit higher than that. You got to remember this too. We're looking at it compressed. Yeah. I think it's running on.
You might be right. Those shimmery parts of that waterfall.
Yeah, man. There's some stuff going on there. It looks really nice.
This is not a Switch.
See anything in the distance?
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Let's not critique the trailer because audio listeners are not really going to be able to see this. But let's talk about generally. Let's talk about this game.
Okay, so generally, I feel like this entire thing, and they're showing a few cool different things in this gameplay footage. One is you're climbing towers, which, okay, that's cool. The way he climbs the towers is cool.
Yes.
You get up there. It looks like you're collecting things to maybe get new skills. That's kind of the vibe I get. But there's a lot of like the old school Sonic moves and things like that. It has a lot of the old stuff that you like, oh yeah, you know, it's like takes him a while to get going, like, oh, I see that, but now it's open world, he can just run wherever he wants. Like, that's super cool. But my biggest problem with the thing is, especially once you get through the 7 minutes of gameplay and start looking around, like there's nothing there. Like, it's just a big empty open. It's open, it's huge, but there's nothing in it.
Like
it's like towers to climb, but there's no enemies, there's no people, there's nothing.
This is what people are joking about. This is why people are saying it looks like a tech demo, or B, it looks fan made, like they took a generic open world game that has nothing to do with Sonic and they added Sonic. And that's what
I'm saying.
I can totally see that.
Sonic
I can totally see that.
And rails to it.
Yeah, okay. That's what I said the other night when I was streaming the other night. We watched this and I was like, that looks like Xenoblade. like
then there's a part of you. There's a hopeful part of you that says, okay, you part of you wants to go, okay, this could be cool, and so I feel like I'm with you. There's multiple feelings going on, and the main feeling is, and I think a lot of people is like, hey, I'm hopeful for this, but like, hey, spend more time on it. If this comes out this year, we're screwed.
When does it come out?
It's supposed to come out this year.
You know, if you put it back in the oven for a little bit, okay, what can happen? My other thought too was, okay, maybe this is a demo for exactly that, just showing us some of the Sonic rails, and then maybe there's another demo coming out where, okay, now we've got the enemies. And it's just
maybe, because I mean this is nothing, and like there's nothing on the screen either.
Do you see that glitch? I'm gonna rewind a few seconds. I know I said
there's you don't have your ring count, you don't have your life, you don't you know what I mean? Like there's nothing showing you. There's no map. So they're clearly hiding a lot still. Because I guarantee this is not the way that the game actually plays, with just nothing. You're not out there guessing how many rings you have. What you're saying is this game ain't finished.
And that's
what I'm saying. Why not show it? If you're showing gameplay, why not show that?
This is hype gameplay.
The other thing too is, like, just because you can, should you? I mean, why? Like, are they just trying to come up with something fresh and new? Like, oh, let's put Sonic into the world of Skyrim. Take out the villages.
Well, I can tell you what should be.
When you make a game, you got to think of why. What is Sonic about? He's about running fast. And I mean, yeah, you can run places quickly, but why are we doing all these springs and these jumps and these rails when open world is about, like, you're there and you're exploring what's around
That's a good
you.
point.
Yeah, it's more of an open world thing is an exploration type of thing. You're 100%.
And they have these Breath of the Wild moments right here where it's like, oh, circle the 3 orbs and then something happens. But like that's not a Sonic characteristic.
No, it's not. But did you guys notice the music is really close to Breath of the Wild? Some of it, man.
I didn't get to listen to it.
Really close. It's all the like pianos and stuff. It's all there. It's like, it's like the first thing I heard whenever we started it up the other night. I was like, ooh, that sounds like Breath of the Wild.
Well, Pokemon Legend Arceus literally copied the game
art.
art.
That bird is going faster than Sonic.
Yeah, there was a bird. That's the first other animal we've seen.
Yeah, Shibby, I want to answer your question real fast. We're going to take a break from the gameplay, maybe even not go back to it because we don't really need to at this point. But Shibby, you asked the question of why. Why even make this Sonic Frontiers like this? Why does Sonic need an open world game with rails and everything like that? Here's kind of like my reasoning why. I think they're making this game for me. They called me. They was, hey, this is Sega. Geeb, what's up? We're making this game for you because when you watch the Sonic movie for the first time, the very first one, you screamed out loud to your TV with your girlfriend sitting next to you, give me Breath of the Wild with Sonic. This movie looks amazing. That is what I said when I watched the movie. I was like,
you want to see more of the world. You want to see it fleshed out, right?
I said, quote unquote, I want to see Sonic in Breath of the Wild that looks like this movie. Give it to me.
Okay, let me ask you this.
And then they released this trailer a year later.
Which part of the movie are you talking about? Are you talking about the part when he's just,
I don't know,
like in the woods? Are you talking about the part whenever they show his actual home?
Cinematically, probably more like the woods, because this is the woods. This is what I want. Like I wanted Sonic in the world, out in the open, and I wanted. Remember, I think it was in the first movie too, like that weird like secondary world that like what's his face gets banished to, or no, Sonic
the mushroom world or whatever it is.
He's that's what
at the beginning of the second.
That is what I wanted, really, more or less. I didn't really want real world like this.
Okay,
I think
but do you know? There's one point whenever one of the rings opens up and it shows like. It looks like the first level of every Sonic game, but it's like real.
And
why not put him there?
Yeah,
in an open world.
Yeah,
why can't that be the open world?
So
yes.
So I think the point that, or I think that's a good point. I like this is a great idea. I think their execution is poor. Like we're making the points, like you just said. Why didn't we get that? Like I said, why isn't he in the mushroom area? That looks more like Sonic-y. He looks like he can hop
areas of the world, and it could be like that.
He looks like he's gonna walk into a coffee shop and grab a cup of coffee at Joe's Donuts. Like that makes no sense. For like, why is Sonic in like, and I had the same complaint with the movies. I don't quite get why Sonic is mostly like in the real world with like a real human friend. I don't quite get that. What he should be
because he's
in
lost, dude.
mushroom.
He's lost. He's not supposed to be there.
Okay, but the second movie, he's like hanging out.
Well, he stayed. He stayed.
It's stupid. It's stupid. If they really wanted to do a good job, they should have like put him in the mushroom world. That was amazing. Like it's about the imagination, not imagining Sonic in your home. That's stupid. Imagine Sonic in his habitat, like in his world.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, this footage is not his world. It's not. This is like this could be anywhere.
Maybe that's part of the story. I don't know, but it's like you said. It's like, okay, the idea is good, but it's all about the execution. You know,
yeah,
it really is, and it's the difference between having an idea just to have an idea. Or having an idea with the vision already, maybe. Yeah. Because if I have an idea, I've got an entire vision, and I'm doing everything I can to put that vision to life. And maybe that's what happened. Right. But also maybe that's not what happened. Maybe what happened is there was A plus B, and we just had Sonic open world. Well, crap. Why are we doing it, and how do we do it? I don't know. We're just going to do it.
Yeah.
That might be the difference between what's going on.
Let's put him in upstate New York. This looks cool. Yeah, this is great. This looks fantastic.
It worked for Mario.
Yeah,
but that was they had purpose. They had a story. They had a reason.
Yeah, they put Mario in. I mean, they called it New Donk City, but I mean, it was. But that was cool. That worked.
This is weird. This is a cat. This smells. This smells like cash grab to me.
I will say this.
This is what this smells like.
I'm still on board with it though. Like as long as we.
It looks really cool too.
More, yeah. I mean, it looks really cool. But again, now that we've kind of had an open discussion here, like we've already seen where he should be. We saw it in those glimpses of the other worlds in the first Sonic movie. That should be the open world. But again, I'm cool with it. I'm gonna play it. It looks.
I'm a fan of games. I'm a fan of video games, so I will buy it and probably like it. I just have complaints, and I wish they would listen to us like they did with the reimagining of Sonic from the first time. Like,
I will definitely watch a review first.
Yeah,
me.
If this is the first thing we see, I would recommend scrapping this and just like you did the first Sonic, and like take another couple years. Give us what Sonic really needs, not upstate New York.
Hey, here's the thing, y'all. We bullied, and it's a different team, but we bullied Sonic before, and we got a really successful movie out of it.
Very successful, and the second one is even more successful, which is
exactly
crazy. Because if they would have kept that Sonic, it would have bombed. It would have bombed.
Oh, God,
I wasn't going to see. I was like, that
would have been a joke.
Maybe they'll listen to us about the game. Maybe they'll listen to us about the game. You know,
maybe. The
other thing is too. Can I talk about the graphics real quick? Because the inconsistency in it is another thing that kind of creates this. I don't know the word, but this disconnect basically to the viewers is like, okay, we have this super duper PlayStation 5 looking environment, and then we've got the Dreamcast, to exaggerate, we've got the GameCube, whatever version of Sonic and version of the rails and the springs. That also doesn't really mesh with me. And again, they kind of did that with the movie, they're like, oh, hey, it's Sonic in a different world. But if this game is supposed to be him in his more natural world, you'd want some more consistency, especially if you want to scale. Right? Yeah, maybe there's. Well, you're saying maybe it's supposed to be a different world that he's in?
I feel like it almost has to be. Okay. Look at it. He does not, like, it's clear that he does not belong there. He doesn't look the same as any. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's, I don't know, maybe it's not on purpose. If it's not, I feel like it's a pretty big mistake because, I mean, you can tell it's like one art style is the world and one art style is Sonic.
Okay. I didn't think about that. That may be intentional, like they did with the movie. But the other thing is, too, is like if we wanted to scale the Switch well, it would have done better to kind of tone down that environment style.
Yeah, also, the realistic environment with the, you're right. Yeah. Because if you look at, again, like what those little glimpses of the other worlds we got, you could easily do stuff like that without nearly as much texture and still have it look really, really nice.
Can we agree that if this, what we just saw in that trailer, if that looks anything close to what it looks like on Switch, that everything we said is out the water and it's cool?
I still am watching.
I still need more stuff. I still need more stuff.
I might be the guys like, you know what? I have problems. I'm fine though. This looks awesome on Switch. If this is Switch gameplay,
you're probably a bigger Sonic fan than. I mean, that's fine.
No.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Is like if you're a big Sonic fan, you're gonna love this.
That is true. Especially with
it depends. It just depends on the person, but
it does.
I will tell you, I didn't have a Dreamcast. I didn't play Sonic Adventure, the first one, but I saw my mom's friends' kids playing it on their Dreamcast.
My neighbors. I watched my friends, across the street play it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I never played it, but I watched. Looked really awesome.
I'm getting secondhand nostalgia from this because I had a friend also who did play it, and I played it a couple times at his place. And I almost think they could have just called this. Now, if they made the game well, they could just call this Sonic Adventure, like they did with Tomb Raider, and have it be a reboot because of that environment. I'm getting Sonic Adventure vibes, or just call it Sonic Adventure Lost Frontier or something like that. And so I will tell you, at that point
they would have like a, I don't know, at least they'd have something to fall back on. Like, this is why it looks like this. It's kind of like, sort of like what we did with that, but it's like, you get it? You understand now? I mean, maybe that
would be a seller too. I think that would make it sell too. Like
the name alone.
Sonic Adventure?
Yeah, the name alone would sell. I agree.
Or, maybe they're waiting to do that for another decade. I don't know.
What I do know, gentlemen, is that as much as I'd love to keep going, we have we have Mario Striker. I just smacked my microphone. We have Mario Strikers. Mario Strikers is a thing. We're about to play that demo.
I'm ready.
Right here, live on Twitch. We're going to leave you podcast listeners right now. Please go to our YouTube channel to check out what we're about to play any second now. For you guys, it's instantaneously. But for us, got to set the game up. We're playing, the three of us, Mario Strikers. I'm gonna record this and put it up onto YouTube. So go check the YouTube out. Chibi, thank you so much for joining us. You can find Chibi at Chibi120 everywhere: Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Go find him. He's awesome. One of my favorite streamers on Twitch. I'm always lurking in there.
It's not on. I'm sorry.
Really?
We're not playing it. No, it's not. It's not there.
We're not
What do you mean
online
it's not?
yet.
What do you mean it's not on?
It's not online yet.
It will be.
No, we're supposed to be 18 minutes into it right now.
It will be. I mean, I feel like we're done anyway.
We are done. It was a good
Yeah, we're done.
podcast. It's great.
Thanks, Drip, for anti-segueing the end. Really
problem.
appreciate that.
Glad to help
Undo
you
all
out
the
with
other
that.
segues.
Yeah. No. Yep. We're back to zero. That's
I'm
fine.
not cutting this out either. We're listening. We're going with it. Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Later.